Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you've had a good week and enjoyed this past 7 days. Good to see you again. And as I said last week, we're looking forward to seeing you as soon as we can back in person at Sunday school. Our lesson today is going to be about Peter and John and us helping people. The story this morning is going to focus on the powers of Jesus and faith. Back in Jesus' time, poor people would hang outside of temples and they would ask for help from the passers-by. And Jesus always instructed his followers to help as they could. That could be in terms of giving money. That could be in terms of giving food. It could be in terms of giving clothes. So the lesson today is about Jesus instructing his followers to help poor people as they could or help others as they could. What we can take from today's story, boys and girls, as well as your moms and dads, is that when we see people that are in need of help, us helping them as much as we can. If some of your friends fall down, helping them get up. If they get a cut and you have a bandage, perhaps giving them a bandage to heal their cut. Or if they've are hungry, maybe giving them an apple out of your lunchbox, something like that. So that's going to be our story today. It's going to be about Peter, John, and helping people. So let's move on to the story, and we'll read it, and then we'll get to our video, and then we'll have Martha come back with a craft here in a second. So our story today is from Acts 3, verses 1 through 10. It's called Peter and John, and here's our story, boys and girls. Peter and John went to the temple to pray. As they were walking into the temple, they saw a man who could not walk. He was laying down by the temple gate. Every day the man sat there and begged people for money. Peter and John entered the temple. The man saw Peter and John, and he asked them for money. Peter said, "I do not have any money to give you, but I have a better gift. I can give you Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ, get up and walk." Peter took the man's right hand and helped him get up. At once, the man's feet and ankles became strong, and he jumped up and started walking. The man went into the temple with Peter and John, and everyone who saw the man was amazed. So here's a story, boys and girls, about the power of faith and belief in Jesus and how it can occasionally create miracles of healing. Our lesson, though, as I said earlier, is about Jesus instructing us to help people when they're in need. If someone needs some clothes, helping to get some clothes. If someone needs some food, helping them get some food. So that's our lesson today. The lesson talking about how we, in our everyday lives, can live the life of Jesus and believe in and follow Jesus by helping others. So that's our story. Let's go on to the video, and then Martha will be with you in a little bit with your craft.
Hey friends, I'm Samuel. In our Bible story today, Peter and John are on the way to pray at the temple. While they were outside the temple, they saw a man asking for help. This man could not walk. Peter and John could have kept walking, but they decided to stop. When the man saw them, he asked them for money. Peter responded, "I don't have money, but I can help you in another way." Peter and John helped the man stand up, and he was able to walk. This was amazing. The man was so excited. He began jumping up and down. He got something even better than he had asked for. Sometimes we don't think that we can help because we don't have all the things people are asking for. We may feel like we don't have anything to share. Peter and John show us that it's important for each of us to share what we have. After they helped this man, he didn't just get up and walk away. He started sharing the amazing news of what happened to him. He spread more joy and excitement. When people saw him praising God for what happened, they got to share in his good news too. There are many ways to share the good news and help others. For some of us, it might be giving things we have to help. For others, it might be serving. One way I help is serving as an acolyte during church services. This shares the light of Christ to others. Everyone may not get healed like the man in the story, and that can be hard to understand, but sharing with others is still important. Peter and John thought they were just helping one person. In the end, so many people got to experience his joy. When you share, you spread goodness into the world, and that is what Jesus asks us to do. Now, it's time for you to wonder.
So Ken talked about different ways that you can help people, but our craft today is to help us think about yet another different way we can help people, and that's by praying for them. Now, what good does that do if we pray for someone? Well, it helps us remember that maybe they need us, that they need prayers. It lets them know that we love them, and it brings them to God's mind, to God's thinking that this is someone to hold up and to care for. So today we're going to do a chain. You've done chains before, I bet, but we're going to do one that is about our prayers. So if you have a piece of paper, I've used 2 different colors of paper. If you have color paper, that's a fun way to do it. Just fold it in half, and then we'll fold it in half again. Yeah? Okay, and then fold it in half again. Got it? Do you have a long, thin thing now? Yeah, okay, I do too. All right, so what that does, and you've done this before, that gives us lines to cut, right? So get your scissors and we'll just cut on those lines. And that's going to give us a whole lot of strips. So we've got to be thinking while we cut about who we're going to pray for. Who are you going to pray for? Who do you want to lift up to God and be sure God knows about and loves and cares and responds? Who do you want to be sure knows that you love them and that you care about them and that you're thinking about them? Are you cutting on your lines? Yeah. Or maybe you're going to do this one that we're done probably, right? Okay, so I've cut on my lines and I have all these strips. So now I've already got my chain started with my green ones. So now I'm going to add my pink ones. I think that'll look cool having the different colors. But first, I'm going to write on my strip who it is I'm thinking about. So who do I think needs prayers, or who do I want to be sure knows I love them and care about them? Well, first I'm going to put Ken. I'm going to put Ken on mine. You might want to put Ken on yours too. So I'm going to write Ken's name on my strip, and then I'm going to put it in. You know how to do this, where you loop it, just loop it through, and then I'm using tape. You can use your glue stick if you have a glue stick. I'm using tape. I'm just going to tape it on. So there, I've got that one. Let's see, I need to think of somebody else that I care. Oh, what about my sister? Yeah, I've got to put her on there, right? Maybe you have a sister or a brother you want to put on there, yeah? And so I wrote her name on my piece of paper, and I'm going to put it on my, I looped it through. I'm going to tape that one shut, and I need to think about who else. Who else am I going to put on there? Well, let's see. Oh, I know. President Biden, the President of the United States. I think he needs prayers, don't you? That's such a big job. That's a hard job, and we want him to do a really good job, right? So I'm going to put the President on there. Now, if you don't know your words yet, you can just draw a picture, but I put President. Okay, I'm going to loop that into my prayer chain. And see, this chain you can put, like, hang it on your doorstep, on your doorknob, or hang it over your bed. Something to remind you that you're going to pray for these people each day this week. It's hard, it's easy to forget. You get busy doing other things and you forget to do your prayers for people. This helps you remember all the people you're going to pray for. Let's see, I'll do one more. Let's see. Oh, I have a brother too. I better put him on there, right? So you might want to put your brother or your cousin, or maybe your mother or your father, or your grandmother, your grandfather, or maybe you have a special aunt or an uncle that you really enjoy. You want to be sure they know you're thinking about them and praying for them, right? So we're going to put that on there. Maybe your dog or your cat needs to pray. Or what about your teacher? Oh, your teacher might be a good person for your prayer chain. And I'm going to do one more, and then you can keep going if you want. I'm going to put our minister. Have you met our minister? Reverend Ann Willett is our minister now. So I'm going to put her on here because we want God to lift her up and help her do a great job of being our minister, right? Because she preaches to us and she teaches and she leads our church and makes sure that all of us know we're part of God's love. So I'm going to put her on there too. We can keep going and going and going, can't we? All the people that we care about, want to pray about. And then we have our chain. You can hang it up in your room or on your bed or on in your closet, wherever is good for you, to remember that each night when you say your prayers, you can look at it and go, oh yes, I'm going to pray for Reverend Ann. I'm going to pray for President Biden. I'm going to pray for my sister, for my brother, for Ken, all the various people and animals that you want to pray for. And that's just a fun way to remember to say our prayers and be grateful to God for all the people in our lives that make our lives rich and meaningful, and that we want to be a blessing to them as well, that we want to do the things that helps them have a rich and full life and know the love of God. Okay, I hope you enjoy making your chain, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Your voice is everywhere, in pictures and songs that hang in the air, to show us the way you love. And we sing along, and you're teaching us why you washed our feet. The greatest must become the least. 'Cause there's power in these things we do them to remember you, how we called out and you came through for us. Oh, we remember your love. You blessed and broke the bread. You gave us a way to taste what you said, 'cause you poured out everything, and you never wanted us to forget the promises we heard, and how you give and keep your word. So there's power in these things we do them to remember you, how we called out and you came through for us. Oh, we remember your love. But even though we sometimes fall asleep, while we watch and while we wait, we'll be making preparations for the celebration day. So there's power in these things we do them to remember you, how we called out and you came through for us. Oh, we remember your